Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. My name is Putri Hadhirotush Sholihah and my name is 228110303127 from class TBI D. Today I will present an analysis of an English coursebook written by Artono Wardiman, Masduki B, Jahur, and Sukirman Djusma. The subject of this presentation is English coursebook analysis. So, let's begin by looking at the book's identity. Here, you can see the cover of the course book. It uses a minimalist design with a blue and white color palette. The simplicity reflects the blue book's focus on clear, structured content. The authors' names are prominently displayed, indicating credibility and expertise in educational materials. Now, let's jump into the aims and approaches. First is aims and approaches. This book is designed to meet the needs of grade 8 students in Indonesia who are just beginning to learn English. Its goals is to develop communicative competence through the four main skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The book focuses on using English in daily life situations, such as introducing oneself, giving information, and asking for help. This reflects a functional approach to language, encouraging students to use English in real-life contexts. However, the learning objectives are mostly oriented towards short-term achievements, like, for example, being able to introduce oneself. Long-term goals, such as building confidence or enhancing critical thinking skills, are not explicitly defined. The strength is realistic and a level appropriate goals focus on practical language use, and the weaknesses is does not explicitly include the 21st century skills such as collaboration or digital literacy. The suggestion is add components that encourage students' creativity, such as group projects or discussions to solve simple problems. Second is design and organization. The book is systematically organized. Each chapter begins with a thematic title that outlines the focus of the lesson. For example, is "What is your name?" followed by clear learning objectives, in-depth skills-based exercises, and ends with a review section. Additional elements such as grammar stage, learning essential, and learning review reinforce the material being taught. However, not all chapters emphasize integrative skills equally, like linking listening with speaking. Moreover, there is a lack of visual navigation tools, such as concept maps, to help students to understand connection between chapters. For the strength of the book is it is consistent structure, make it easy to follow, and includes self-evaluation elements. For the weaknesses is the lack of visual variety to support visual learners. The suggestion is can incorporate infographics, diagram, or tables as visual aids to connect concepts across chapters. Third is language content. Um, the language content focuses on vocabulary and basic structures suitable for beginners, such as to be, the simple present tense, and functional expressions like good morning, can I help you? Uh, the language used is generally simple and easy for students to at this level to understand. Additionally, the book includes pronunciation on practice, like pronounce it, to help students with phonology. However, the book lacks variation in language usage across different contexts, such as formal and informal speech. Many dialogues feel too rigid and less reflective of natural conversation. For the strength of the books is focus on language relevant to daily life situation and provide structured grammar reinforcement through exercises. For the weaknesses is dialogues tend to be static and inflexible. Also, insufficient exposure to varied social contexts like discussion or debates. For the suggestion is include more natural varied dialogues as well as materials on differences between formal and informal language it can be used. Four is skills. The book consistently addresses all four language skills, that is, listening. Students can practice recognizing intonation patterns and stress through short dialogues. Second, speaking. Speaking activities focus on role playing and repeating dialogues to build confidence. Third is reading. Reading exercises teach students to understand short texts such as advertisement or descriptions. Last is writing. Writing emphasizes functional text such as notes, greeting cards, and simple description. However, integration of skills is limited. For example, listening activities are not always followed by writing or speaking tasks. Writing exercises are also confined to specific formats with little room for creative exploration. For the strength of the books is all major skills are covered equally, emphasis on practical skills. For the weaknesses is limited integration of skills. Writing exercises tend to be so repetitive. For the suggestion is add activities that integrate multiple skills, such as listening to a story and then writing it in a different format can be used. Fifth is methodology. The methodology supports activity-based learning with a communicative approach. Students are encouraged to work in pairs or groups to practice dialogues and role-playing. This approach helps build speaking skills gradually. However, it heavily relies on teacher involvement, which may make independent learning challenging for students. For the strength is the activity-based and interactive methodology and focuses on practical use of English. The weaknesses is lack support for independent learning and does not provide explicit guidance for students with learning difficulties. For the suggestion is include instructions for independent activities or individual projects can be used. Sixth is cultural content. The book reflects Indonesian culture through the use of local names, everyday situation, and expressions that emphasize cultural norms like politeness. However, it lacks exposure to other cultures, which limits students' understanding of global diversity. The strength is connects content with students' cultural background, and the weaknesses is a limited representation of global cultures. For the suggestion is incorporate texts and exercises that introduce international cultures to broaden students' perspective. It can be used. Seventh is practical considerations. The book is easily accessible and free to download. As noted in the preface, it also includes answer keys which help both students and teachers during evaluation. However, it lacks complementary digital tools to support learning. For the strength is free and widely accessible and includes answer keys and audio scripts. For the weaknesses is does not include digital resources for online learning. For the suggestion is develop digital materials such as apps or links to educational videos can be used. For the eighth is suitability for teaching context. The book aligns well with Indonesia's national curriculum and is suitable for use in junior high school. However, it does not cater well to mixed ability classrooms, where students may have varying levels of language proficiency. For the strength of the books is supports the national curriculum. The weaknesses is lacks of differentiated materials for varied learning levels. For the suggestion is include additional materials for faster or slower learners to accommodate different levels of understanding can be used. For the last is 9 general impression, and overall the book provides a relevant and enjoyable learning experience for beginner level student. However, its visual design is relatively plain and not particularly dynamic, which might reduce students' motivation. For the strength is themes relevant to the student daily life. For the weaknesses is visual design is less engaging. For the suggestion is update the design with more modern layouts and vibrant color to enhance the book's appeal can be used. In conclusion, the book itself is well-structured resources that effectively supports beginner-level students in Indonesia by focusing on practical language skills such as listening, speaking, reading, and writing in real-life context. Its strengths include clear learning objectives, an activity-based methodology, and alignment with the national curriculum. However, it has room for improvement in areas such as skill integration, support for independent learning, and exposure to diverse cultures. Additionally, the book's visual design and lack of digital resources may limit engagement and accessibility. To enhance its effectiveness, incorporating more varied dialogues, interactive digital materials, and culturally diverse content would be beneficial. Okay, that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.